Part 2.
By the late 1990s, after nearly 2 decades of dormancy, the Red Sox Yankees rivalry witnessed a rebirth.
Reborn.
Not only did both teams now feature some of the game's best players, they also played some of the best games.
It's only a rivalry when the two teams are competitive. I mean, if one of them's not, it's not a big deal.
At first, the tenor of this rivalry didn't seem as intense as it was in the past. After all, many of the players were friends and your basic good guys.
I don't have the same sense today that there's a dislike among the players as there has been in the past. How can you not like guys like Bernie Williams? I mean, the way he plays, Derek Jeter, How do you not like those guys?
The rivalry between New York and Boston, I don't think it's as intense as it was in the 70s or 80s, but when it comes time to game time, we're competing.
Yeah. Pedro Martinez had the great pitching season in '99.
Once again, the Red Sox finished second to the Yankees in 1999. But they did clinch the American League wild card.
Yeah, playoffs were expanded.
First ever postseason matchup between the two teams, where Boston was about to get a quick history lesson.
Before the series, I was talking to Yogi, and he said, "We've been playing this guys
Bernie
for 80
Williams.
years. They cannot beat us." And I was like, wow.
The late Rod Beck.
New York won the first 2 games before the series shifted back to Boston, where hope springs eternal.
Pedro versus Clemens, Red Sox Yankees, folks. We've been waiting for this for a long time. I'm willing to put this curse to hell, to bed, say bye-bye.
Yeah, Pedro and Rocket.
Fans put their faith in Pedro Martinez, just as they had once done with their former ace, Roger Clemens. But now Roger was the enemy, back at Fenway.
Enemy territory.
As a Yankee, and the fans were not about to forgive him for leaving.
Traitor.
Swinging a high fly ball to left center field.
Yep, Game 3 of the '99 ALCS. That would be the only game the Yankees would lose.
Clemens was routed early.
Yep, the Yankees were unstoppable in '99.
And for a lot of Boston fans, because of their
The
dislike,
Yankees would go 11-1 in the playoffs that year.
He's getting a standing boo from this crowd.
That's misplaced emotion in my view, because they didn't win the series. They lost the series 4-1.
The Yankees, the hated rivals of the Boston Red Sox.
Yep.
And now Red Sox fans have to watch this going on here at Fenway Park. So very, very difficult for them.
For Boston fans, the World Series only added to their pain.
World champions.
Yep, the Yankees would win their 25th championship in '99.
Pitching the clincher, of course, was Clemens. And just as they once had to watch Wade Boggs celebrate a title in pinstripes, Boston fans now had to endure Rogers' moment of glory.
I think I alluded earlier that I finally know what it feels like to be a Yankee.
Yep.
What do we need? All we need is the Yankees not to win so many games. So the
Yeah,
Yankees just
for like eight straight years.
to probably beat anybody else.
The Yankees would finish first, the Red Sox would finish second.
In 2000, the Yankees survived their tightest race with Boston in more than 2 decades. Once again, the Red Sox finished second. And once again, the Yankees won it all.
For the 3rd time in a row, 4th time in 5 years, and 26th time in franchise history, they are the world champions.
It's 26-0 in World Championships since 1918. It's been equated to the rivalry between the hammer and the nail.
When is this going to end? When are the Sox going to finally win one?
Red Sox fans, they come out here to be beaten, tormented, and tortured by the Yankees.
New Englanders have a vast inferiority complex about New York. It does go back to generations of the Yankees always being able to get
Many years, many decades.
That's it. Guys, throw everything you want. We still took it.
The fans in New York are kind of like, we always win. We know we're going to
Well, they have.
Boston, they think there's a hope. Yeah, but this is the year.
Well, Boston would wait another few more years.
But in the 2001 regular season, Boston did get in a few jabs against their foes.
Mike Messina was a strike away from perfection.
And the no-hitter and perfect game are broken up.
But in the end, these were just small victories for the Red Sox, as they once again finished second And the Yankees, once again, were
The American League champs for the fourth straight
Yeah, it's hard to win 4 straight pennants.
The Yankees didn't make it to the fall
The
clash.
Yankees would end up losing to Arizona in
But they did still
2001.
add to Boston's misery by winning the division title.
For the fifth straight year, the American League East champions.
The Yankees would lose to the Angels in the division series in 02.
Which was the fifth consecutive year in which the Red Sox had finished behind the Yankees. There was a lot of competition between the two teams over players, Jose Contreras being the primary target.
We all know that George Steinbrenner, when there's a premium free agent out there that everybody wants, George makes up his mind that he's going to get this guy.
And when the Yankees got their guy,
Jose Contreras.
they also got a label from Boston CEO Larry Lucchino.
He calls it the evil empire, and George Steinbrenner goes cuckoo about that.
We've used the Star Wars reference on more than one occasion. The New York Yankees are at the top of the heap and the most successful franchise in baseball, and they are, after all, from the Empire State.
The off-the-field transactions, competitiveness, and
Yeah.
rhetoric certainly contributed to what went on the field throughout the 2003 season.
The friendly rivalry was gone.
It was gone.
And the intensity of the two teams suddenly
The
seemed
days of
much
Manny and
closer
David
to the
Ortiz
dull,
started.
hard atmosphere of the 70s.
And all the jokes are over. It was just a
And
matter of
Hideki
time.
Matsui's first year in the States.
Yankees attention. Look out. Oh, Millar's.
Kevin Millar, you went to uni.
Postseason atmosphere every time we play them, whether it's the first game. Or
Yep, Yankees Red Sox also sell out.
Claim the victory. That ball is hit down toward Pesky's pole. It is a home run.
Here comes the runner. Here's the throw. He's out.
And he makes the catch, and the ball game is over.
You get tired of finishing second on
The late Joe Morgan.
And the Yankees, you want to keep them there. The Yankees won the season series just 10 games.
Yeah, it was a tight battle in
And while they
03.
did win their 6th straight division title, Boston again claimed the wild card and beat a path to the Yankees' door.
Yankees easily take care of the Twins.
Boston.
Strike three, call.
But Boston had to come back from 02 and win 3 straight.
One of the fiercest
It's
rivalries
on.
of sports. Boston and New York.
That's what makes the series awesome. You got two heavyweight fighters.
2
This
heavyweights.
is almost like this is almost like the World Series, really.
Almost the World Series.
Boston pounded its way to victory in Game 1, but the Yankees came right back to even
Andy
the
Pettit.
series. It was here the foundation was set for an explosion still to come.
Now Soriano is hit. Well, on Saturday, you're going to see a few hitters straightened up, too.
Red Sox Yankees, Game 3. Rocket against Pedro with everything on the line.
Everything's on the line.
Red Sox Yankees, go Sox! Cowboy up!
Cowboy up.
Talk about cowboy up. What cowboy? There's no horse. There's no pony. We got Roger and Martinez.
Yeah.
Game 3 split championship series. American League. All
Many
eyes are on
many of the
Sox.
Red
You
Sox
got Pedro Martinez
would shave their heads.
center stage. You got to be going with the Sox. This is the Sox Nation. 2003. And screw that curse.
Yeah. He's being booed at Fenway again.
Surprisingly, the offense got the better of the two future Hall of Fame pitchers. And when New York took an early lead,
Derek
almost
Jeter.
a century's worth of simmering intensity finally boiled over, with Pedro in the eye of the storm.
And Karim Garcia delivered a base hit RBI first time up. That one's over his head. Garcia didn't like it.
Yeah, that was perilously close to his head.
Everybody
Yeah,
thought
Tim McCarver was there too.
I think that's kind of what started the whole mess.
Nomar flips the walker out. Relay to first. Double play. A run scores. Now we got a fight going on at second base, and the umpire's going to break up.
Cream went in there hard, and Pedro said some words, and they exchanged words again on the way off the field, and that's when I think we saw Jorge say some things. And, Pedro said something about throwing at Georgie's head.
He's not saying to use your head. He's saying, I'll hit you in the head.
I'll hit you in the head.
I mean, come on.
These two teams, these fans, these owners, they don't like each other. They never have.
That's Rick Sutcliffe.
Level of intensity has been
David
raised.
Wells.
As Clemens goes back to work. Look out. That is high and tight, and now Manny walks out toward the mound.
Yeah. Look at that chaos going on and drama.
He wants it, and everybody's up. You talk about looking for a reason.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. There's a fight on the side. Oh my gosh,
Don Zimmer.
Pedro, and Pedro threw him down. Wow, is this ugly? Everybody knew at the start of this game it was likely to get hot, and that we might have
push back. These two teams are just, a bunch of bulldogs. And this was the rivalry that you want to see as fans. But
Yeah,
it took
both
away
benches
from these
clearing.
two teams going after it and competing. And took away from a little bit of the atmosphere.
Nobody thought it was going to look like this. This is turning ugly. I mean, there are just too many things going on around here.
When the smoke finally cleared, the Yankees had prevailed.
And this will
Fenway
definitely
Punk.
go down as an intense and memorable day in the long rivalry between the Red Sox and the Yankees.
We didn't start it.
Not in the regular season, but playoffs too.
Play, we're going to play.
Why they got to be so miserable? Oh, America. Why they got to be miserable for?
Look at Clemens waving to the crowd.
These two arch rivals fought, trading victory. And it was only fitting.
Game
Down
7.
to a Game 7. A Rocket Pedro rematch. A game for the ages.
The Red Sox strike first. Trot Nixon. A home run to right center field. It's 2-0 Boston in the second.
Kevin Millar swings and there's a fly ball.
Charlie Steiner with the call.
There it goes, a home run for Kevin Millar. And now the Red Sox with a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, in the early 21st century,
Boston appeared.
tickets started to rise.
Could this be it? After more than 80 years of frustration, were the Red Sox finally going to slay the dragon?
The Red Sox, 5 defensive.
Champagne is on ice already, almost.
But to get those 5 outs, Boston would have to overcome both the Yankees' mystique and, of course, a curse.
Yankee mystique.
Jeter flies into right. Nixon back.
That's catchable. Yeah, Hideki Matsui's first year in the States. Yep, what a comeback. John Miller with the call. Yeah, the old Yankee Stadium used to be rocking and rolling.
Now we're tied at 5 as we go to the bottom of the 11th. Here's Aaron Boone to lead off.
His first at-bat of the game. There's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going
Aaron Boone.
for the 39th time in their remarkable history. A most unlikely
Mariano Rivera would end up being the ALCS MVP that year.
series the Yankees have ever played.
Curse lives.
Fans in New England, more heartbreak.
How can you not believe in it? You know, the way things have happened around here, you have to believe in it. This series right here will drive you to drink. No doubt about it.
You had so many ingredients in it. Clemens, Pedro, Game 7, Yankee Stadium. 100 years of eyeballing each other. Curse of the NBA.
100 years.
The Sox to lose in that ghoulish, hideous fashion. It's just a thing that people...
Yeah, these were all great rivalries we saw.
They were gonna beat the
And in many rivalries, games sell out.
have home field advantage here at Fenway.
Yeah, 2003, when the league won the All-Star game, they would earn home field.
That we were that close to being that
But
team.
since 2017, it's been the team with baseball's best record that earns home field now.
Season-ending game. I really did not think that they were going to lose that game.
The rivalry is white hot. So far, we're sitting pretty stably in second place.
Yep. Following the 2003 season, the Red Sox would win 4 World Series championships and the Yankees would win 1 of them. So now it's the Red Sox that have been ruling the past 17 years.
The Red Sox and Yankees further staked their claim as the greatest rivals in baseball. But who knows where or
But yes, we've had a lot of new
when the
rivals
next
today.
great battle will arise. That's the beauty of a rival.
Thank you, Charlie,